Hello and welcome to episode, I think it will be 71 of the Bad Psychics. I don't have Z here to confirm, but yes, I think we're in the 70s now, which is crazy. We very much have been going through these for it's year 2, so is it? No, yeah, this is the second year. So yes, we are here to talk about Summerslam 2026, and I'm so excited, and I bet everyone else here is so excited. It will be next week. Yeah, see, Chuck's thrilled.
You can always count on Chuck to be excited.
Are you happy, Dan?
Yeah, so I am joined by 3 idiots, and we are here to predict what will happen over the 2 nights of SummerSlam. But yeah, so we got Chuck. How are you doing, Chuck? It's looks thrilled to be here.
Just doing.
It's doing. It sure is.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Mal?
I am doing as okay as I can be. And looking forward, question marks, to be talking about WWE. Is anyone looking forward to talking about WWE nowadays?
Yeah. Stand up for WWE. And then, how are you doing, Matt?
So, is the answer to that question? I saw elbow because of a training injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Apart from that, that's not going to take away the pain that is SummerSlam.
Yeah, I generally do not know what to expect, if it will be any good or if it will be pain. Let's start, shall we? So we got spreadsheet in a hole, spreadsheet in a hole. Okay, so we start with a match that everyone's probably thrilled about. We get Oberfemi versus Brock Lesnar again, but this time in a cell. Ooh.
Yay.
So I'll reveal who we've got on this, and unsurprisingly, we've all got Oberfemi. Yeah. So I wrote some notes. I actually did some research, and I'm proud of myself. So in their feud, they are one each, because Ober obviously beat Brock at WrestleMania, and then Brock beat Ober at Clash in Italy. They've never had a match that's over 7 minutes long, but I reckon this might be, because it's a Hell in a Cell. And then Brock has been in 2 Hell in a Cells, and he won them both. Does anyone know what Hell in a Cells he's been in, and what years they are? This is mainly a question from Mel, who should know.
I'm struggling to think off the top of my head. Was one of them against Cena?
No.
No. Was one of them like 2001? Wasn't like pre his first retirement thingy.
One of them is 2002.
Can I play this game?
Yeah, you can.
Sure,
Yeah, feel free.
Okay. Both against Undertaker.
Yep.
He's been in 2002 against Taker and against Taker again in 2015.
Yep.
Okay.
No Mercy 2002 was the first one. Yes, so we all have Ober to win. So yeah, Chuck, do you have any thoughts on this? Are you thrilled to see Brock Lesnar?
What I'm thrilled to see is behind this. That's what I'm thrilled to see. This should be the moment Oba really takes care of this feud, gets himself to the next level as we step towards the big collision that should be Oberfemi versus Roman Reigns. That is the next big collision that should be leading to likely down in WrestleMania next year. Because they're definitely, it would, if it wasn't SummerSlam when Oba won King of the Ring, he decided to forego that to face Brock, and it's still like, Right. Just okay. That's a decision. And overall, it's just taking this whole thing from where it was a good one match, uh, you know, just beat 'em up. Just treat it as I forgot the name. When you just beat them quickly,
Squash?
into squash. Yes, squash like this fruit or veggie, whatever. One match squash into this 3 match. Like the second match was okay at Clash of Italy, but the go 3 matches with this just they could have done this better. They could have had that squash with Olafemi at SummerSlam rather than doing this. But they were desperate for the views at WrestleMania, and now they have to really. This has to end it. Hell in a Cell matches usually end these type of things, so just being glad that we're going to get behind this. He gets his win. It's going to be a longer than usual match because it has to be Hell in a Cell, and to just get it behind me. I just don't know it's going to be a good match because Oba never been involved in something like this before, but it's going to be a match. Go ahead.
You see, it has to be a long one. I remember a match which was under 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's got to go long because of the stipulation rather than the actual match itself.
I'm saying usually Hell in the Cells go long, but yeah. Good.
I've just had a quick
Usually,
look.
right, yeah.
The shortest Hell in a Cell is 7 minutes 41, which was a Raw match, and then of course the wonderful Undertaker versus Big Boss Man, which was 9 minutes, where Big Boss Man got hung from the top of a cell.
Was Punk Taker longer than that?
That is a good question. Taker.
Punk around the 7-minute mark.
I need to look through this now because this is turning into me looking through game match.
I will fill for time for Mal because that Raw match was they assembled a cell. Literally, they assembled it after Raw went off the air to see if they could do it or not, and then Jack Swagger won it.
Oh, that one. Yeah, okay. So I wasn't counting that because that's like a dark match. That did last 5 minutes. To be fair, that was just because they wanted to test it and they had like a 5-person Hell in a Cell match for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, the shortest one of the modern era, which was like 14 years ago now, was CM Punk versus Ryback, which is about 11 minutes. Yeah. I can see it going about 11 minutes just because it's kind of a similar setup.
Yeah.
Someone who isn't as experienced. But I do generally hope it's lasts.
Let's not forget, of course, it may not be all bell to bell action. It may be before they even get in the cell sort of thing as well.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
that'd be quite nice to
stuff.
see. Yeah. It'd be quite nice to see like they actually use the exterior of the cell, old school sort of style. Quite nice as well. Yeah. I'm happy for this match. Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely delighted to see Oba versus Brock inside the cell. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing Bork Lobster finally get put out the pasture. But we were supposed to get Oba challenging for a championship after he got the crumpet on his head at King of the Ring. I'm not happy about that.
That was a decision.
One of the things I say often on my podcast is make it make sense. This does not make sense. At least they didn't put the title on Brock by having him beat Sammy in 5 seconds.
Thank goodness for that.
Which is what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small mercies.
No.
So, my question is, with, Oba could have had a title shot, didn't. When will he get his next? And will it have to be next Mania, which is a long time, or would he get it sooner?
That's the thing, you see, Adam Pearce said to him, like, you can just put it off for now, you'll get your shot down the line. But then the next week on Raw, they just announced, it's completely off the table now. I'm like, what? Make it make sense, writing team. Stop using AI to write this shit for you.
They really got AI right. What are we doing?
It really got me pissed off. It says.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I said earlier, the next big collision would be for the world heavyweight title between Roman Reigns and Oba. That's my thought there.
They could do it Survivor Series, the 4th anniversary this year.
They could, but
it's a big show.
They would. It is a big show, but they feel like they want to save it for the show, and they feel like it's still WrestleMania in Saudi as well. So I think they're gonna try to save it as late as possible, as much as possible they can at WrestleMania as the first big collision.
Yeah.
So I don't see Oba go after a title unless he goes to SmackDown for a bit, which you can easily get the US title. What's going on with that? Besides Trick Williams going week to week trying to, legitimate himself to be a champion. So he could go there. But besides that, honestly, it's Roman Reigns. It's WrestleMania.
You're not a Trick fan.
I am. It's just how they're using him right now. Just feels like they just stalled him a bit. He was really on the way chasing the U.S. title, but this getting it. It just feels like his like he finished off with Zayn, which was a good way to go at it. But then he just haven't had a true good feud in a sense that could keep his momentum going. I just feel like his momentum has stalled lately.
So you're not. So we'll get to. I think we'll get to Trick in a minute. But you're not a fan of the Godfather belt.
I'm that furry belt. The furry belt. Furries would enjoy it. Me, not so much.
I'm not sure they had one of their own and got skin for it. To be brutally honest.
Yeah.
We found the title. Furries enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how you would get that work, and I have a couple ideas of that, but yes, we can move on after the furries. The furries like it. All right, and now yes, I'm gonna.
Chucky just cold.
Okay, now it's time for the second match we got in here, which is the weird 6-man tag, which is LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus the Bloodline, which we're doing again apparently, which is Jacob, Jimmy, and Jay. So a couple notes I got before we'll reveal who we've got on this match. Between Solo and the Usos at televised shows, it's currently 3-3, which is a fun little stat. So they beat each other 3 times, and then this is somehow Royce Keys' first pay-per-view appearance since the Rumble, because they've not really found much to do with him, which is strange, but hey, it's WWE, isn't it? So, boom, we've also the Bloodline. Yeah, so I don't really know the story going into this match, so I think Matt would probably know the most of what's going on currently with this bollocks, so take it away.
Lend me your ears for a moment here on this one. Somehow or other, Solo Sikoa is the face in this match. Officially.
Yep.
How the hell have we end up in the situation where Solo Sikoa is the face in a match on any WWE product? He just screams heel to me, But that we'll put that to one side. I still can't believe Royce Keys hasn't been in a PLE match since Rumble. I mean, yes, he was in Iron Giant Battle Royal. That's now on SmackDown. That doesn't really count anymore, unfortunately. It's just bizarre, that side of things. But sometimes, Jordan Grace hasn't been on TV in 6 months. Granted, he was injured for a little while, but she's been back for 3 months. She's not on TV 3 months. I'm struggling to, because the whole point of this feud is that Roman has set the Bloodline up to bring Solo back to the fold. since the NFT disbanded. I'm like, we're done with Bloodline 3.0 already? We're done with it. We had enough. Okay, we don't mind Roman. We don't mind quite so much. We don't need, but the reason why I chose the Bloodline to win this match is because, much like Hogan must pose, Jay must yeet. This game so spoiler for later on. I almost had as my thing for bonus points. Jay will run it back. I guarantee it can happen.
So
I want to make sure, and
So-
it would be my luck. He doesn't run it back.
yeah. So is Jay the heel in this match?
Jay, Jimmy, and Jacob are officially classed as heels.
Okay. Is Jay still doing the yeet?
Yeah,
How does that work? You got Jay Uso going out, going and the crowd going yeet, 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 and then
I
everyone
would
goes,
say this.
"Boo."
By the same token, now Austin was a heel. What? What?
Yeah.
Sometimes heel stuff gets over. It's sometimes stuff follows you even without. People will chant stuff regardless, and besides, it's easy to get little kids to yeet, isn't it?
It is, yes, but
And me.
yeah. So I'll follow up on this and going. Why are we still doing the bloodline? Why is this a story that just never ends? This has been going since. I mean, I guess it's had the different versions of the bloodline sort of come and gone, but this has been going since like pre-COVID, right? It's been going for like 6 or 7 years almost. Yeah, I know. It's the funny numbers. Yeah, but as is WWE's tried and true tradition in most recent times, it'll just never end. So the Bloodline will win. I don't know. Hopefully, Voice Keys doesn't get pinned. That's all I ask.
Yeah. So my bonus, not my bonus, my surprise appearance is related to this, but I'm not going to spoil it. Any last thoughts, Chuck? You look thrilled.
A guy for a guy for the bloodline. He's a guy for Roman, and that's what it's making out look like. And I think that's going to get to a point where the Usos going to get tired of. He's not going to back them, and they may win. But there's going to be a moment where he's like, "Screw these Usos. I'm in it for myself and for Roman. I'm doing this just for Roman." And I think that's going to cause more divisiveness between the bloodline that way and the Usos. Just overall the way they made this was just a weird mess. They started last Raw, the go home show with Solo coming here. Like, I'm not supposed to even be here. Just of course now you're on SmackDown. Why are you here? And thought saying, "Oh yeah, I'm done with this," and it just gets himself into a trios match at freaking SummerSlam. LA Knight's trying to get him towards the next step, but he can't seem to get out the bloodline mid card vortex. And it's just a mess that happened in that sense where they don't really see where this is going next, and it's not in a good way. Like, it's just, how can this be more of a mess than it is?
They have Roy Keith hit the pinfall. He's been coaching for 6 months. That's how it can be worse.
Yeah. I've also got a swerve idea. Solo just punches both LA Knight and Voice Keys and just joins the bloodline anyway. It's a setup all along.
Oh,
And then,
it's a swerve,
I don't know.
Papa.
Yeah. The Voice Key somehow wins because that's what happened in the Flair and the Horseman match with Sting.
It was me, LA. It was me all along, LA.
It's just that's
It
just
gets me better.
spitting that replica of Solo's voice. It just sounds just like it. All right, I think that's enough crap Bloodline 20.0 talk. We can definitely move on. Okay, so now we are going on to a match that I'm kind of excited for. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm kind of excited about this. It feels pretty obvious how it's going to go, so I think I won't even make us wait. Yeah, this feels very nailed on that it will be a gun for win. Because surely you wouldn't have someone who's general manager for so long, and then suddenly beat your top guy. So he will lose. However, I feel like this might start a reign of him actually being an in-ring wrestler, which is what I think we all want to see. Nick Aldis.
Do we?
Yes.
Don't speak for all of us, E.
Well, I mean, if you disagree with me, then you're wrong. So Nick Aldis' first match. This will be Nick Aldis' first match since October 2023, and his first televised match since July 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Where, fun fact, he lost to Eric Young on Impact. So that's a great last TV match. So yeah, I'll let Mal talk about this first.
Yeah, I don't really have any other thoughts other than surely Gunther would win this comfortably. Like, he's had two very similar matches to this, if I'm not mistaken. Pat McAfee and someone else who I've forgotten who it was, but wasn't a wrestler for a while, but then came back and the non-wrestler person who then wrestled for a bit. Yeah, this is like, if Elvis wins, what's the point really? Was setting up for something later on down the line, with Aldis being a big guy, which I can't see. In terms of Aldis coming back as a wrestler, he was indeed fine in TNA as a guy. I'm not super infused, but I don't think he'd be actively bad as a wrestler. I don't know where he'd fit in, mind. Because there's no... What sort of spot would you put him in, Eloise, if you were fancy booking this, or anyone is here, if you fancy booking a lovely Nick Aldis storyline wrestler one?
Double World Champion.
Fair enough.
Intercontinental at most, I think. I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
I mean, and NWA Nick Aldis is his peak probably. And he did really good stuff before he went to WWE, but like I'd say late 2010s was his peak. And it's just interesting the concept of him, being on WWE TV if he does end up doing this permanently, which kind of excites me. Why weren't you excited, Matt? Why didn't you want me to speak for you?
This should have happened 6 months ago.
True.
They've been building up to this for so long now. I am bored of it already. Okay, Gunther should not be wrestling against people who are, by everyone else's admissions on this show today, mid card.
Yeah.
Gunther should be wrestling the main events. He shouldn't be in the mid card, or dare I say, opening night 2, probably with this. And opening is a big deal for any show. I get that. Let's not forget, of course, WrestleMania Night 1, we opened with a Bloodline. And it kind of got worse from there. Okay, so Nick Aldis, he is very good in his general manager role. But the thing is that they said on SmackDown this past week that Nick Aldis, once he signed that contract, would not be going back to being a general manager again. Adam Pearce is assuming all of his responsibilities. I'm like, fine, but Nick Aldis should be wrestling him 2 years ago when they started the rivalry, and then that never happened.
Yeah.
Nick Aldis is gonna lose this by chokeout. I'm gonna say in maybe three weeks or less. Once the match starts.
Yeah. I don't think I'd go that quick, because I don't think I'd done for like McAfee matches lasted that quite short. They're all like quite a bit quite
I
a lot.
will take issue with you comparing Aldis, a 5-time former NWA champion, and comparing him to Pat McAfee.
Yeah, but he
I will
he
take
at least
issue
should
with
be
that.
yeah. But he at least should be better than Pat McAfee, so the match should last longer than Gunther versus Pat McAfee.
But given how
Which-
red hot Gunter is at the moment, he should come out and be an absolute killer.
oh yeah.
And
He should just
I
kill
w-
him in less than a minute.
I will say there are a couple of those sleepers that he's had locked in like, over the course of the years he's been using it. They've been rear naked chokes, not sleepers. And they are significantly more risky to do if they're wrong, which goes to show how amazing a wrestler Gunter actually is. Yeah,
Sure.
I will give credit where it's due to the guy formerly known as Walter.
Yes. Yeah.
Before we move on, then, Chuck, any last thoughts?
Honestly, it's just overall the way it. Yeah, he should be considered killer. I think he's gonna give in this like, I guess career killer gimmick that I thought he was gonna be put on with Brock Lesnar, but it should be his biggest fight yet in a way, where like next to John Cena, where he comes in and just wrecks, even though he wins and mostly wrecks Nick Aldis. Like you said, 10 pound of golds, Nick Aldis, who really went around the world, defended titles during that time and before, right? Like before to early power was his peak and his top of his game moment. But still, I think he can still go. He looks like he can still go. And overall, I think that will still be a compelling match in a sense. Like Matt said, it should have been done months ago. It should have been done months ago. But I guess they wanted something like this held at a big pay-per-view. You know, you could have done it at a WrestleMania, but you already had it set up for Gunther versus Rollins. So, yeah.
Yeah. I fully get what you mean with like he can still go and stuff, but the funny thing is with that is Gunther is 1 year older than Aldis. Aldis is 39.
What?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't
Wait,
Aldis like one of the
wait.
younger wrestlers on this
So,
card?
Before some of the newer talent came in on the card, when we had like the first 6 or 7 matches, Aldis was one of the younger wrestlers on the card because he was 39, and most of the people that were on the card early were 40 plus. Like you got your let's just say the Bloodline match. I'm pretty sure Jacob is only just a couple years younger than Aldis. But you got Jimmy J, Ellie Knight's older. You got Royce Keys is 41. You've got like who else? You've got obviously Brock Lesnar's getting to his 50s. You've got both the two of the main events are 40 plus people. Chad Gable's over in his 40s. Like it's Aldis will be one of the younger ones on this, which is mad considering people talk about is he washed? He's younger than a lot of the people that have been pushed to the top of WWE, and he's not even in his 40s yet. He's 39. So that's the mad thing.
Jacob is actually the junior of Aldis.
Okay.
But you would have thought it looking at him.
So yeah. I think I've just blown Chuck's world.
Blown his mind, not his world.
Because if I remember correctly, Gunther should be 40.
He'll be 40 on my birthday.
Yeah.
Gunther's 38.
Yeah, it's 38.
So maybe he's like
He's
about
39 on my birthday this year, yeah. I share a bet with Gunter.
Yeah. So, I think Nick Aldis is the 5th youngest.
Okay, Nick Aldis might be older than Gunther.
Yeah.
Okay.
By a year.
Still insane.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
which is mad.
I've had a look. The only men younger than Nick Aldis on this card, Gunther by a year. Dominic, who is 30 something. Danhausen's 35. And Trix in his I think late 20s.
Yeah, he
and
is.
over 30, of course. So there's only like 5 younger people on this card. Men, of course.
Oh, man,
Well, I mean, they're probably like most of them are younger.
Also,
But
if we want to talk about ages, Io's only 2 years younger than Nick Aldis. That's also a mad one because
That is
I wouldn't have told you. I wouldn't be able to tell you she's 37.
The Bellas are older than me, by the way.
Huh? Well, sorry, what was that?
The Bellas are older than me,
Oh God, yeah.
and
yeah,
I'm in my 40s.
yeah. What's also quite mental? Paige is 33. Paige is like a full
Yeah, but
decade younger than
she
Bella.
looks good for 33. Though.
Yeah, but like considering the era she was wrestling in WWE against the Bellas in like 2015 or whatever, that's like
And
mental
against
how young she is.
and against AJ Lee, to be fair as well. Some of the
Yeah.
best matches I saw Paige's career was against AJ Lee. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so welcome to WWE, the career of people who are very much are billed as younger than they actually are.
Summer Hulk.
Yes. All right. So we go from talking to something that's even worse, which is our next match, which is Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, this is. Oh, sorry. I need to say it's whole stipulation. So it's a singles match, and it's a singles match, and the winner will keep the $100,000 Danhausen stole from the Judgment Day. What did we say? Yeah.
very evil, very nice.
Very evil. Yeah.
So I'll let a lovely Matt explain the build to this stupid match.
This all comes down. It's all stemmed from the bloody New York Knicks of all things. It all stemmed from the New York Knicks, and them finally breaking their curse, which, to be fair, good. Well done to them for winning the basketball tournament.
Well done to them.
Fantastic.
It's great.
Yeah.
World champions.
You can't be world champions something the world are competing. Do not get me started. Okay, I've had this argument on my podcast with my American co-host. No. In the words of Brian Danson, no. It all stemmed from Danhausen cursing and then uncursing them, the Knicks, and they went on a run and won the championship.
Did.
That's it's a great coincidence, which worked really well for storyline. It worked great for it, to be fair. But the Knicks won the title a month and a half ago. Can we move on already? I prefer the stuff that's happening with the Miz and Pretty Boy. Who's he called?
Kit Wilson.
Yeah.
Kit Wilson. Yeah, they're good. I like this Kit Wilson better than he was actually doing. Okay, I did not like the whole toxic gimmick. I don't like toxic gimmick. I think it's terrible. That's my opinion.
I think you're
I
toxic.
just know that. Maybe so. I just know that Miz and Kilson are going to probably get involved on Danhausen's behalf, and Danhausen's going to win the money. Not that I mind that. I prefer Danhausen. There's also probably going to be a little bit more interference, if you get the drift. Because that's going to happen. JD McDonough is the only person who can really assist Dominic in this match. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for Danhausen is phenomenal as an entertainer. I think he's one of the best in-ring wrestlers on the card. It won't be a bad match. It'll be their probably sub-main event one of the nights. And I'm fine with that because it'll just bring the build down nicely, get the crowd hyped, ready to go for the main event. And I'm fine for that. I'm fine with that. Danhausen is the obvious choice here. I think that's why. And I hope this isn't a running form here because we've all picked the same thing so far. Maybe it shows that maybe it is a bit predictable. This card.
Yeah. I think some of these singles matches are a bit predictable, but it gets a little bit more unpredictable later on. But I still think it's a very predictable SummerSlam. That is my vibe, and from what I've seen, it's a very predictable SummerSlam, which is probably
At
bad.
the same time, predictable doesn't necessarily mean bad, because I say it a lot. WrestleMania 40, the main event was entirely predictable. Did we hate it? No, we loved it. I think we loved it anyway. We're not going to see it again. No, but it was predictable, but we enjoyed it because all the tied together nicely.
Yeah.
They've never really got back to that level since, though. But this is predictable. Isn't necessarily bad. So, but too much predictability. Why are we watching?
Yeah, so obviously Chuck was enjoying the explanation about the whole mix. I was enjoying realizing, oh yeah, Matt's gonna be talking about the Knicks. Oh yeah, Chuck's gonna enjoy the fact that Matt's talking about the Knicks.
Are you not a Knicks fan? You're not a Knicks fan?
Oh, he's a big Knicks fan.
I'm not either. I'm not a Knicks fan, so.
See, can't you tell he's a big Knicks fan right now?
Wow.
But yeah, so my question I wanted to ask Chuck, who's apparently the big Knicks fan, is it because I think we've had a chance to talk about Danhausen in WWE on one of these since he went. So is it weird to you that we've got Danhausen who's been booked and pushed the way he has been? 'Cause it has been very, very dominant. Like he's almost been shoved down our throats. What's your feelings after experiencing him in AEW and stuff?
Okay. 2-1 down against Atlanta. You keep the curse there. You get him out of the damn playoffs. 2-1 down. 2-1 down against Atlanta. You uncursed and he win the damn finals. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's a fascinating deal where in AEW, I think he just kind of clashed a lot with what Orange Cassidy was doing at the time. Just with him, both of them being in their own different ways, comedic type of wrestlers. It kind of works where you just need one comedic wrestler per promotion. In a way, it's kind of interesting. Where like it felt like when he was in AEW, he was more WWE like comedy, where it felt like that felt more attractive to a WWE sports entertainment fan than then Orange Cassidy felt more of an AEW comedic wrestler. He has that comedic feel, but he can go, he can work. And Danhausen does show shades of that. He can't do what he used to because of injuries earlier in his career, but he still shows that he can still wrestle pretty well too. It's just he never was truly given opportunity because of injuries and just kind of being that being that guy in there, being that other comedic wrestler, just didn't mesh well enough, and being pushed towards those two together and what would be to be the conglomeration just didn't seem to. Well, at the time it was still best friends, but overall, it just didn't work. And I'm glad he's doing well in this. I think he is the guy that you want as your main comedic wrestler next to R-Truth, but R-Truth is like in a different part of WWE with what he's doing with being tag champs with Damian Priest. But overall, Danhausen has really, since his debut, which people thought to be a disaster, he has turned this around and made him one of the most beloved characters, and just somehow is almost undefeated in his curses, even outside the ring, which is mad, honestly.
I hate to cut in, but R-Truth is where right now? He's won half the tag team champions, but he's not been on TV in forever. Damian Priest has, but
he was on last SmackDown, but yeah.
He needs to be having matches. Damian Priest is carrying that team, and right now,
he is.
our truth, not laughing at him, not laughing like I was.
But it's not very PG though. You know what I'm saying?
No, but Danhausen is
That's-
funny.
He is. And I think our truth is too in his own way. But Danhausen
In my way,
has
so am I. But I'm not sure people buy a ticket to watch me chat.
I just think overall it's. I get what you're saying. I do kind of agree with you in that sense too. But yeah, Danhausen has found a niche for himself here. He's the biggest merch seller, which is very important to them in that way. So yeah, and people are still really enjoying it for the most part. I think his kid's creativity really helps carry this, and like how he tried to make the best of these situations. So there you go. That is good for it.
Right. I don't think we've got much more to talk about with Danhausen, right? Like,
2-1. 2-1.
do you have an opinion about Danhausen?
This is he's a good comedy wrestler. This will be a good comedy match to chuck on one of the shows. Anyway, he'll do fine. I hope to see El Torito, aka Minihausen, come up again.
Oh,
Seems cool.
Yeah.
I really love El Torito.
Mascara Sagrada? Have I got that right?
Mascara Sagrada, I think, is his name.
Yes. Mascara. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. That one. Alright, so we shall now move on to the next one, which I think's a little bit harder to predict, though I think we might have all gone the same way, which is the match for number one contender match for the undisputed WWE Championship, which is Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. There we go. We finally have differing opinions. So Matt and I have gone for Finn Balor to win, whereas Chuck and Mao have gone for Sami Zayn to win. So I'll let Matt kind of explain sort of what's gone on story wise, because once again I know vaguely, but I know he'll explain it well. But yeah, I'll let you talk.
Thank you. Sami Zayn is literally going through his continuing spiral since he lost the WWE Championship on his first defense after 9 days, which, you know, is a further once the man with the best abs in all of wrestling and the inhabitant of my dreams, Finn Balor. He will be getting his continual rise up the card, having left the Judgment Day and moving to SmackDown. Yeah, Finn Balor has just been on an absolute tear on SmackDown, defeating the MFTs originally 3-on-1 until they were disbanded. Finn Balor is ready to be main eventing again, and I am so glad about that. I'm not mean because of the oh god, my co-host Ryan on the Good Bad Cop Wrestling podcast actually said Finn Balor and his calm gutter abs are going to be in Matt's dreams, and they are again when he wins this match. Because I think it's the only sensible one to continue Finn's push and continue Sami's push in terms of Sami's spiral. I think story-wise, it makes sense.
So just to kind of bounce off of what Matt said, Finn Balor is 3-0 against Sami Zayn in singles matches. Also, the last match they were in together was Triple Threat in Raw last year, which they both lost. So that doesn't count towards the 3-0. But yeah, so the 3-0, and yeah, I just feel like we're just going to continue Sami's down spiral. I'll ask Mao his thinking behind putting Sami.
Don't know. I think this is potentially. You could potentially do the downward spiral without having Sami Zayn lose here. You could have him go for the championship again and then lose, and then that will, like, he's lost it then twice in a row, which will then,
Yeah.
he'll just Big Kid use it through some questionable circumstances, and then the downward spiral could continue from there, and it will keep him relatively in the upper card. I think my thought was it's Finn Balor. I kind of thought the match he had with Punk at Elimination Chamber, I think, kind of was almost like his last swan song of being like a top card guy. And I'm kind of surprised to see him back almost near the main event as well. Not against it, mind, but yeah, I don't know. It's, I won't be against him winning it, but I always feel like WWE kind of just are very hot and cold on him. This might be his hot. This might be the hot period where he, gets multiple title shots and does nothing. I don't know, maybe chuck him a US title as a nice compensation or something like that. But yeah, I do think they want to have Sami Zayn sort of be, maybe sort of almost have a bit hopium for him in storyline, and then that will kind of just start the spiral or continue the spiral properly. Whilst keeping him up there, but we'll see how it goes. So I think this was like the first 50-51 on the list, I would say, for me.
Yeah.
I could see both of them winning.
So, any last thoughts, Chuck?
You also said it pretty well. I think also is to add to it is that the reason I chose Zayn because I think every fall you have a flicker of hope. And I think this flicker of hope is maybe getting a win towards that number one contenders title. He faces off CM Punk quickly after, loses again, and that's where he really loses his mind. Balor on SmackDown has been pretty solid. Yeah, he had some good wins to get himself back to this opportunity, including winning that Fatal 4-Way to be that number one contender against Zayn. I still feel like it's still red herring in that sense that I think Zayn will win, lose to Punk again, lose the title again, and then that's where we'll see a big spiral moment when he loses again to Punk.
Sure. I think that's quite logical. Yeah. I think Miles said it the best. That was the first 50-50. Like that was like a
yeah. I guess
it's hard to because I'm excited who does it because that's quite. Both would be interesting outcomes because I want to see both do well. I'll let both of them. So I'm very curious what happens there. I'm glad they're both on a SummerSlam. That's pretty cool. Okay, so our next one is the women's 6-woman tag. I suppose is the term. Or trios. I prefer trios. I like to call it trios. I don't like the just for trios we call it 6-person tag. It's stupid. It's a trios match. It's the Bellas and Paige versus Fatal Influence. Let's see what we said. We are split down the middle once again. So me and Chuck said Bellas and Paige, and then Mel and Matt said Fatal Influence. I've got some notes here that I'll quickly rattle off. This will be Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed's first ever main roster pay-per-view match. I think it's Lainey Reed's first ever. I don't think she was on any. I tried to look, and I don't think she's wrestled at any of the NXT ones. So that'll be interesting. JC Jane was on Evolution last year, and also the Royal Rumble this year, so it's her third. Excluding Royal Rumbles, this will be the first time the Bellas twins wrestle on a pay-per-view since October 2018. Which, does anyone want to tell me what that was?
This is like a Charlotte and Becky thing. Was this like the last sort of women's revolution time?
2018.
So, I'll give you a little bit of help. It was also a trios match.
Yes, that would be Team PCB versus Team Bella. That included Alicia Fox.
Nope.
2018, right?
So 2018. Do you want me to tell you the pay-per-view?
I'm trying to think of what trios were on 20. Was it the Riot Squad?
it was against the Riot Squad.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey
Ronda Rousey at Super Showdown 2018.
in Australia. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So that was the last time the Bella Twins wrestled together on a pay-per-view. And yeah, it was just, instead of Paige, it was Ronda. And that was 2,850 days ago, if you want the exact number. So yeah, I'm genuinely interested we got this split down the middle, because in my head, this feels like a very, like, the Bellas are going to win this, and I'm very curious why someone thinks the Fatal Influence will win. Chuck, do you just want to say your opinions on why you think the Bellas and Paige would win this?
Honestly, for what I've seen lately with the Fatal Influence coming out on top a lot,
Mhm.
I just think that's a slam dunk one for the Bellas and Paige. So I think that's just, and honestly, it's like, really, you should have Fatal Influence winning, to get more heat on them, but they're just making it obvious in a way to me that Paige and Bella is winning. But I understand why that Matt and Mal went, find the fact that
Yeah.
Fatal Influence will win. Yeah.
It's fair. Matt?
It doesn't want to go first.
I mean, my entire reason for picking this was I hope to God they win, because I want to get rid of the Bellas and Paige from our TV screens. Hopefully forever. They are old in terms of women's. I know Paige is 33, but she has been around for she was there 10 years ago. We don't need more people from 10 years ago coming up and just hanging around. Can we putting over a good youngish trio like Fatal Influence are good? Do that, and then I don't know, go and disperse and do something else. Kind of get away from the tag title scene as well. Just kind of make it so that them and actual teams can face each other. I don't know. I just don't want them there. I just want them to kind of like, Paige can stay, I guess. She can do stuff, but the Bells can just go back and do whatever they fancy, being Daniel Bryan and whoever Nikki Bella's husband is now, not John Cena. Just sort of stop wrestling.
Cooper to Gene.
I'm going to pretend I know who that is, yes.
Yeah, likewise. I echo a lot of things that my little friend in blue has said momentarily ago, with one big exception, and that is that it was going over here is to set up the inevitable after the match of when the Bellas turn on Paige.
Yeah, I forgot
And
about that.
it turns, and then Paige ends up teaming with returning Steffi Vaquer to take them down.
Okay.
I'm assuming that.
that.
Or maybe AJ will back out, because she's on a 3-year contract. So AJ may reappear at Summerslam to make the save to help Paige, who she's a team with, against the Bellas all those years ago.
Yeah.
And we'll get the build for them leading to the women's War Games match with Team Bella versus Team Paige. And you think I'm wrong about this, you know it's going to happen. Chuck is now fixed in a state of like, oh my god, he's right again. He's processing it.
Yeah. Are we going to bring back all the divas as well? Are we going to have Aksana and Cameron and who else was around that time?
Alicia Fox, who's just been released by TNA, so...
Yeah, she could come back. Kelly, there you go. That's another one who can come back. I'm sure she's still vaguely around.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my pick because I think they will go over nefariously, probably pin Page and then Nikki Bella, who's been out of action since before Mania, and will be pissed at Page for costing her the win, and her and Brie will then turn on her. It just makes storyline sense for me because the second they put them together, I was like, you so know when Nikki comes back, they're going to turn on her.
Yeah.
because the Bellas are the modern day Big Show. They don't know how to stay face or heel.
Sorry, I don't think I can get over the Bellas, the modern day Big Show. Which is quite a funny visual.
Are they also going to...
It was Natalia at one point. They can't decide if she's at face or heel week to week. Big Show changed. I'd worked this out 34 times in his WWE career. He changed from heel to face and back again. 34 times.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Sure is. Okay, Chuck wanted something. I think Chuck wants to say something. So.
Is it too late for me to change my pick? Yeah.
You are not allowed to change your pick. You are locked.
Okay.
Deal with it, I suppose.
I like that he every time I show with him, he sees my logic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down with the ship then.
Yep.
God.
I mean, you're not the only one, you know, so it's fine. I mean, I don't disagree with my opinion still. I still think, like, because WWE makes stupid decisions, that this would be a stupid decision. So, it's not that I want them to win, it's just that I think that would be a WWE thing, would be, oh yes, the Star Wars pop. But yeah, there's a good chance they could turn, but then they could turn after winning. I don't know. Don't have to inherently lose and then turn, you know. So
yeah.
I will indeed move on. Next up, we've got our first title match that we got on here. And in my notes, I wrote Trick Williams versus Big fucking Bazza. He's back. Bazza Corbin's back. And apparently he's immediately feuding for the US Championship, which is mad, but also kind of cool. It's very much the first match you'll have on TV since August 2024, where, fun fact, he lost against Los Garza when he teamed with Apollo Crews. Yes, so I will reveal what we said. Okay. We have Trick Williams, and Matt has said Baron Corbin will win. So the notes I have on here about this match is also this will be Trick Williams for title defense if he wins. He obviously beat Ricky Saints before. He will have had the title for 102 to 103 days, depending on what day it's on. I had to do all of my. They had the title for X days have to be 2 different numbers because we don't know what day it's going to be on. So that's annoying. Yeah, so I want to hear why Matt has said Bazza.
It's quite simple, really. Baron Corbin just returned to the company. They let the US Championship around anyway. I see him winning it, particularly if Little Yachty makes a mistake throwing that Kennetic around like he's been doing. I saw Baron Corbin with that WrestleMania. I saw him beat one of my favorite all-time Angle in his final match. The only match the fans didn't get right on the night. Can he wrestle? Yeah, Corbin actually has had some decent gimmicks over the time. I quite like him as a wrestler. I think he's good. And even if I didn't, I still think that since he's come back, he's been dominant. And Slick Trick has. However, I said to Chuck, "Are you not a fan of Trick?" I'm a fan of Trick, but Trick's done sweet FA with that championship, and I think he's better chasing it than he's holding it. So I think they put the championship on Corbin and have him chase him back for it.
Chuck, what was your reasoning behind the same Trick?
I still think he's going to get a win here. I don't basically a re-debuting Baron Corbin. I just don't see that would be a real rough way to end his first title reign. To lose to to lose like that. I just think overall they were still looking to build up, maybe truly finally getting him versus Carmelo Hayes in a good pay-per-view match that goes longer than 10 minutes about getting someone getting involved. So I still have Trick Williams still holding on to that title longer, but it's just yeah, I agree with Matt in the sense that he hasn't had a good title reign so far. He needs a good feud going in. And I thought it would be him and Hayes, but right now, yeah, it's been pretty disappointing.
But then, on the contrary, Corbin was booked so horribly when before he left the company that surely, why would they suddenly then want to push him immediately? Right, Mel? Like it makes no sense that suddenly after he was just kind of seen as not being able to do anything, even though he was so over in when he went back to NXT, and like there's so many things he did right, yet he was treated like shit.
Yeah.
That what on earth do they see in him now?
Maybe they just love his work in MLW, the great promotion of MLW. But Skyscraper's alright, to be fair.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's like this. I think is like almost like Baron Corbin has some form of notability, reputation, sort of thing, but he's also quite expendable. I can't see him going much more than like where Matt Cardona / Zack Ryder, whatever he's called, today is sort of being that sort of like basically the guy you brought back because he's a notable name that people remember from Indies / former WWE, and he's just gonna sort of stay at that level, which I think is fine. They could probably do something with him if they wanted to, but I think this is going to be like another trying to make a Trick Williams title win a little bit better, just by giving him a bit of a more notable opponent than, I guess, not being on the card at all. I can't even think he would even face outside of Hayes, which he should do in the long term, of course. I'm kind of surprised they're not doing here, because this is like a big enough pay per view where you just give them 20 minutes to do stuff. But I guess Baron Corbin coming in has changed plans, whatever. Yeah, I do agree. It's just the title reign has been indeed. He has indeed faced people. Has he actually defended his title? I guess he defended against Sami Zayn. But
Yeah,
I'm looking at Cage Match.
I said it will be his third title defense, and he's also beaten Ricky Saints as well as Sami Zayn.
Okay, who was his second one against? Who was his second one
Ricky
against?
Saints.
His first one was Sami Zayn, and then his second one was Ricky Saints.
Okay, interesting. Okay,
yeah, because he beat Sami for the title, and then he defended against Sami, and then Ricky Saints was the one in Saudi, and then
oh yeah, of course.
And then
yes, I skipped over that, but yeah, he's not really defended it too much really for the US champion in the grand scheme of things. He's done it once a month. Yeah, I just can't see it doing anything.
Fun fact about Baron Corbin: when he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal all those years ago, 10 years ago now, crikey, when he won it, Paddy Power, other betting companies available, were tweeting sarcastically about it on Twitter, and I called him out for it because they couldn't work out who he was. I'm like, from NXT, do your research. I was drunk at the time, apologise. Paddy Power saw it, and I was trending 10th in the world because they came after me. It only lasted for an hour or two, but at one point I was 10th in the world trending. I'll take it.
Yes.
It was 3 a.m. in the UK, to be fair.
Not famous.
Oh yeah. All right, so we now have the women's the women's championship, interim women's championship, 5-way ladder match, which we do not know the complete lineup for this, but we know the 6 options, and I don't think anyone would have predicted one of the people who haven't yet won their match, but if they have, I will double the points. So there we go. Let's see what we've all said. Wow. I'm obviously missing something. But everyone said Chelsea Green. Apart from me, because I said that, because I expect they'll be boring. And give it to Tiff. Because, I don't know. Tiffany. So, there is only one person here who has ever won a ladder match. And that's Tiffany. And that was obviously Money in the Bank 2024. The rest have been in. I think they've all been in a ladder match before, but they haven't. The only one who's won it is a Tiff. So, and obviously, yeah, 3 of them have been champion before. The rest hadn't. But yeah, so I'll see what Mal's reasoning is for Chelsea Green win here.
Yeah, I'm not totally up to date what the storyline is. Apart from vaguely remembering that Chelsea Green, I think, mostly lost like a couple of like the qualifying matches for the other ones. I think whenever they had like the Elimination Chamber one, I think she lost a qualifying match for that was like pre her getting injured, I guess. Or was that when she got injured? When she got injured. But I don't think she's won a match much since. However, she's still relatively popular from what I remember, and she's entertaining still. So I kind of more hope than anything that they give her some form of thing to hold for a little bit, even if it is a temporary thing, and even if she does lose it to someone very quickly. But nice to see her actually getting some form of recognition. Plus, it's an interim title. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. They're gonna whoever has this will face Rhea, and they'll probably lose because it's a big injury coming back in it.
Yeah. Chuck, what was your reasoning?
I think it'll be like because of the fact that there's an interim title on the line, that I think they're going to give it to Chelsea for it. And it has an easy way to have another simple reason why she lost, because it's Rhea and all this stuff. And they were speaking about it in ways. I remember hearing about Michael Hayes talking about, oh, she's not ready yet on Unreal. So I think they, in their own way, WWE was trying to speak that into existence by saying those type of things. And I think we'll go and have a surprise title win by Chelsea, and it also will end up forwarding the split between Chelsea and Tiffany over this, where Tiffany can screw over Chelsea when she's facing Rhea Ripley for the interim title. When that happens, and boom, you got a match that people will go towards. So I think for a lot of reasons there, Chelsea should be in the win.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll let Matt round this off.
With the exception of the 2 who haven't had their qualifying match at time of recording, Chelsea Green is the only person in this match who has not won the Women's Championship at this date, or had a match with Rhea Ripley at any point in her career on televised TV. Anyway, Trish Stratton won't win the championship because she's already US champion. So I'd like to put both belts on her at this stage. Jade's got a rivalry with Charlotte going on, so that's unlikely to happen. Chelsea is the sensible pick here because Lash isn't ready, I don't feel, to step up to that level just yet. And Julia, she's been quiet. Julia, it's either Julia or Chelsea for me. It's because them versus Rhea, I'd like to see it, but I don't think Julia's quite with her fans yet to get there where Chelsea is. And I'd like to see the mismatch that is Chelsea versus Rhea. Could just build that quite nicely when she comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want Chelsea as champion. I'll put it there. I'm not sure if I'm too. I don't know. I feel like she's good enough to be a mid card champion, but that's about it. And I'm worried how that will go over. I don't know. We will see. This once again is the thing that not necessarily I'd want, because I don't want Tiffany to win, but it's just I don't know. WWE make weird decisions. Um, so next up is the Women's World Championship match, which is Liv Morgan versus Io Sky, which is obviously was set up by the Queen of the Ring, where Io beat Liv, but the record currently is 2-1 to Liv. So yeah, and then yeah, this will be Liv's first title defense in 100 and well, it will be at the time either 104 or 105 days, and she's not defended the title, which is crap. Let's see what we've all said about this one. We are once again split down the middle. Me and Mal said Liv. Chuck and Matt has said Io. So my thinking is it's WWE. They're boring. So I'll let Chuck give his opinion on why Io Sky.
I think Danhausen is going to come into play with this again. He may not curse her per se, like he's about to curse her again, and something else happens. But I think that will cause an issue, and I think they also gotta they gotta see at this point that this Liv Morgan title run has not worked out well at all. At all. And it's gotten to a point where it's holding the title in like hostage almost, because they're just in this weird, is the Judgment Day breaking up? Is it going to happen? Can they coexist type of storyline where it's just hindering the title in itself. Give it back to Io, have her get some defenses again on a consistent level. So that's where I feel like it's time.
Matt.
I never thought I'd hear myself say these words, but I said this on our main prediction show. I said, what's the point of Nikki Bella on that show? What's the point of Liv Morgan at the moment? As you said, she won the championship at WrestleMania and hasn't defended it since. We're now at SummerSlam and she's not had a single defense. And it's not like I can say that she defended it on a house show, because they don't do house shows anymore. Even the show they did over here, she didn't defend it. Ridiculous. Also, as Charles said, Danhausen has cursed her twice already, and he's still cursed, according to the Kickoff show, which happened 2 weeks before the show, which makes no sense. But also, the best wrestler on the roster, male or female, is in this match. Io Sky deserves that title.
Yeah,
she deserves it.
I don't disagree with you. I love Io. It's very much Liv's first defense, and I don't see her losing. But you, Mel?
Yeah, this is I think, same reason as you, Eloise, a very cynical pick of WWE are gonna be a bit dull. I also think they almost set it up too obviously for Io to win. She won the last match to beat Liv Morgan in the Queen of the Ring. Why was Liv Morgan in the Queen of the Ring in the first place, you may ask? She's a champion. But that kind of the general pattern of booking implies that she will then lose the title match. I hope she doesn't, because yeah, as you say, they need her to do some banger matches against anyone who's knocking around, rather than do the Judgment Day effective House of Torture bollocks that is that seems to happen. And I guess they'll break up at some point. You would hope. I think even now it's still too soon because they're just kind of they like teasing on these things on and off, and I don't know. They might want to wait till WrestleMania to do it because they like doing that. I just think it'll be just I don't know, bullshit retaining as per normal. Maybe they'll kidnap Danhausen and get him to uncurse Liv Morgan beforehand to keep the keep the thing in canon. But yeah, I can't really see this. I can't see us winning this, unfortunately.
It's fair, yeah. You're probably right. It's probably very cynical. Alright, so now we go on to the Intercontinental title match, which is Penta versus Chad Gable. Reveal. Okay, unsurprisingly, we've all gone with Chad. In singles matches, Penta is 2-0 up against Chad. 3-0 if you count a triple threat match from May last year. Penta will have held the title for 150 or 151 days. This will be his 9th defense if he wins. So yes, he's defended the title a lot. And yeah, I think the story is very much getting towards Chad will very much get his comeuppance. Don't know what he'll do with it, but yeah, I would very much be open to Chad winning here. So I'll let Matt talk about the rundown of the feud.
This all stems from respect Penta has Chad Gable has earned from Penta from the whole El Grande Americano. It's nice to have tied it all back in nicely together, and this is also, in my opinion, Chad going over here as the champion is, in my opinion, a reward for the hard work he actually did put in with what was a comedy gimmick, which became possibly the greatest WWE match we've seen all year. And that's in Triple E. Between El Grande Americano. I can't believe it took me a year to work out that. It just means a large black coffee, by the way, as well, which really pissed me off. Particularly thinking I'm married to a barista as well. It's probably going to be, in terms of wrestling, the best match on the entire card, because Chad Gable he always struck me as the guy who should have been Kurt Angle's son, not Jason Jordan, given he's an actual bloody Olympian and, looked sort of like him, but, who go figure on that one. And Penta, I can't speak high enough of how amazing Penta is and the wrestling ability. This match is not a sleeper. This match is going to steal the show. There's nothing on either match which will touch this in terms of wrestling fun.
Yeah. Chuck, what about you?
I agree. This should be a banger. I think this should be a match where two people really can be unleashed in a way to really go for it. Because I think this is where, in the part of the card, where this can give an opportunity to give it time and breathing and breathing room. And I think they're going to really give a moment to Cable. Now, to be said though, it's just ever since winning that match, he hasn't really looked that. I mean, ever since losing that match, he felt like he won it away. The match between him and between the El Grande Americanos, but in everything else since winning, since coming into Raw and winning the matches leading up to it, that and that whole horrifying bad theme song that he has now, and it's just, it feels like they fumbled a bit here. It feels like they fumbled a bit. they can bring it right on track, giving a banger of a match versus Penta to win the title, being Chad's first ever singles title run, and making it a good one for himself. So, like, being a fighting champion, giving banger after banger after banger. But I'm just still worried that they've been slipping. They've been slipping with this. But I do feel like they feel like, okay, it's Gable's time now, and they give Gable the win here.
Are you not a big fan of Chad Gable's new AI generated entrance music? That is just the greatest thing ever created. Yeah. Any closing thoughts, Mel?
Hopefully Gable wins. I'd be confused if he doesn't. Penta's, I don't know. Yeah, I've sort of not really sure what to think of Penta's like title reign. It's been fine. He's had reasonable matches on most shows, I would say. But it's not really felt like it's hasn't really elevated him in the way that you'd think they'd want him to if they were gonna like make him like a sort of trying to be a Rey Mysterio level person. So I'll be happy to get it off him and put it under Chad Gable to go and do whatever Chad Gable's gonna do now. Maybe they can actually do some tag stuff. Imagine that with Penta and Rey Fénix. Imagine that. It is, however, tag team wrestling, which WWE does not like. So maybe Penta will just sort of hang around and do nothing, like Rey Fénix is doing.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we still haven't done Lucha Brothers yet is really annoying to me. Like, I thought that's the whole point of having them in the company, but hey.
I think this was their decision. I think they didn't want to be in a tag team together. They didn't want to be defined by a tag team. This is what they wanted, and they'll give them what they want because it's been working out for Penta a lot. And I think he's had a solid Intercontinental title run. Honestly, I think he has a real good run, a great ladder match at WrestleMania that he won. And Penta's and Phoenix himself is starting to finally gain some traction, being the cruiserweight champion over in AAA. After kind of just been a slow start for him. But overall, yeah, I think this is their decision. I think this is their decision.
I agree with Chuck on that one. Let's not forget, of course, that they were meant to pair them together for a match in AAA, and then Penta wasn't able to compete because he got a niggling little injury, so he couldn't compete, and ended up being Rey Fénix, which no one complained about. But people wanted to see Lucha Brothers. It will happen at some point, but not yet.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I think they go for good singly. It's just, yeah, very, very much confused they haven't done it yet, but yeah. Right, so we got one of the two probably main events coming up next. So we'll go with Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, which is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Fun fact: in the single matches they've had, it's 5-all. Seth last won at Royal Rumble 2022. That's the last time they had a singles match together. That was via DQ. And yeah, Roman's had.
They said on Raw that Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns had never beaten Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah,
How could he have lost? How could he have lost 5 times?
Yes, the whole thing is like, oh, Seth has never, but yeah, it's very much 5-all.
I think it may be like do with tag teams as well, where Seth wasn't involved in a predicament perhaps, and he was on losing side of teams.
No, they've had single matches, and
this is all singles matches, 5-all singles matches.
That just feels wrong. They've been hyping that he'd never beat him, so that makes no sense.
Sometimes WWE just lies.
I mean, to be fair, as a commentator, I know sometimes you got to.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's very much 5-all. So this will surprisingly be Roman's third defense if he wins. So it's surprising.
That many?
Should have written down which ones they are, but yes, he very much has defended it twice already.
Yes, both
Don't forget
against
to check
Jacob
that
Fatton.
too.
Okay. All right. So it's an interesting thing with because we all gone Reigns, but then Matt went Reigns DQ. So obviously there wasn't anything in the rules that would give you any benefit for if he does win by DQ. I was kind of contemplating if I give you double points if he does DQ. So I'd like to hear your thoughts behind why you think Roman will win but via DQ.
Before I do that, I want to say that, as you said about, and Mal said that just a second ago, sometimes WWE lies in promos and things like that. What really bugs me is when he did a promo a few weeks ago, where he said, "You can't even win without catching a briefcase." I'm like, Roman, he beat you at Money in the Bank 1, 2, 3 clean without needing a briefcase before Amber cashed in. They didn't mention that for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it balls the narrative, perhaps. But that was a big thing they were hyping up after his first match back after his big injury with his knee. I see Roman Reigns retaining the championship by disqualification. It doesn't matter, in my opinion, who gets disqualified, because a disqualification results in Reigns keeping the championship. I'm aware that's a bit of a cop-out, but no one in the rules say I can't do that.
So you can say whatever you want, but also it in the rules it doesn't say you would necessarily get anything for saying that. So
True.
Right,
Very true.
We'll make this an open discussion.
Yeah.
So if he predicts that Roman wins by DQ, should we get him to risk points by if it isn't a DQ win, then maybe he gets half points, and then if it is a DQ, if he does win or if the match does end in DQ, he doubles his points. Is that fair to Chuck and Mel?
My thought on this is, when was the last time WWE main event ended in a DQ in a pay-per-view?
Yeah,
It's been a while.
sure has.
Yeah, it's been a while for once, yeah.
I don't think they like doing that. I think there'll be bullshit because it's Roman Reigns and the bloodline is a thing, so there will be bullshit. But I don't see it being a DQ because they don't need to use DQs anymore. There are ref bumps. Ref bumps are the new DQs. There can be 20 billion ref bumps, but then it can end up with the same result. So I think if this happens, I think you should get more points. But I don't know. I don't know how many points are you thinking of taking off if it didn't happen?
It's half. So if Reigns wins but not by DQ, I'd consider it being like so you get 2.5, whereas it'd be 10 points if we double it. But then he obviously doesn't have to take it, and then it could just be a normal. And then he just gets points from Roman.
I think that'll be fine. I'm happy to go with that.
What are your thoughts, Jack?
I feel like the DQ in the main event is like an old big man trope that he would pull out. I haven't seen much with Triple H taking over. It could be an interesting time to do it now because the way that this could be shaped up to be. So you know what? I'm in. Why not?
All right. So
I want to make this bit. I want to counter offer.
Okay.
If that's okay. I would like to. I mean, 2.5. Just make it 2. I don't want half points.
All right.
And I'd rather round down rather up on that side of things. Also, who said this would be main eventing? I see this opening.
You
Night
think
one.
it's opening?
Opening night one, yeah.
What's main event?
So what's main event?
Cody is main eventing night 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Punk, because that just makes sense. And I think they put Brock on last. Night 1.
Oh.
So they get the big farewell moment.
I think that's opening.
That's true. That could be true as well, because they did open WrestleMania.
Yeah, I can't.
I say another thing. They're not closing night 2 with this. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think this will be night 1. I can't see anything else being like because like the being the opener or something has kind of gotten this sort of almost basically being effectively the second most important match on the card in like recent times. Especially, I don't know whether they're doing the simulcast on ESPN TV channels for this.
They'll do the first hour.
I'll check for that one.
Yeah, so I would imagine they might want Brock Lesnar on the simulcast thing as like that would make sense as the opener, because everyone loves a gimmick match, everyone loves a Hell in a Cell, everyone loves Brock Lesnar apparently for some bizarre reason. So yeah, but I can see his main eventing because they've main evented with this sort of match before, and they main evented with it ending in lots of bullshit. But yeah,
I mean, it could do, but because it's not main eventing night 2, I could see shenanigans happening for a DQ finish. First, either way, if it opens or closes night 1, I could see him throwing a DQ in there because it's not going to ruin the whole event. It's not the grand finale of the event, is it?
No, that's true.
Plus, then they can spend 2 hours on the pre-show talking about it on night 2.
So the offer is there. If you are willing to take it, you will get 10 points if you're right. 2 points if Reigns wins, but it's by pinfall. And obviously no negative. But if you don't take it, it's just normal, 5 if Reigns wins. So if you want to risk it, it's there. If you don't want to risk it, that's fine.
I will take it. I will risk it, absolutely.
Okay.
Just to clarify, pinfall or submission, yes?
Yeah, pinfall submission. Normal.
You said pinfall. That's what I thought. Just quickly check.
Of course. Pinfall submission. To if no. All right. Yeah, it's there. Okay, so I've made a note of it. So that is very much the thing. Are we satisfied with talk about this match?
Yeah.
Right. I'll move on then to probably the main event night 2, which is gonna be Punk Woods, for the undisputed WWE Championship. Singles matches wise, I had a look. It's apparently 1-1. Because they haven't wrestled each other since 2008.
Oh.
They had 2 sets of matches on Raw in 2008, which is crazy that we haven't had this since, but obviously we couldn't have because of just their paths in the company and outside the company. Punk obviously has only held the title. It will be 21 or 22 days. This will be his first title defense, obviously. So let's see what we put. Oh yeah, I need to do it manually. Well, alright, so we all said Punk. Unsurprisingly, we all think Punk's gonna win. I will let Chuck start with this one.
2008. So long. Like they were looking wow. Yeah. I think overall this has been weird. This is the most I've been excited about SummerSlam because it's especially now because they haven't fought so long. I do like the opportunity, the possibility of like seeing this, and the way they actually went with it and interesting. I think overall it should be a very good match. I think this match will be again. And overall, I think it's going to be a banger. I think honestly, I say on Puck at the end of the day, I think they believe it's time to move on from Cody and try to have Punk bring out more matches, more possible matches in SmackDown. So I think it's just a thing of saying, yeah, it's time. It's time.
Yeah. Because obviously, they've wrestled each other since 2008, but it's a singles. But a lot of the time, they were often on the same team or the same like group of family people. I saw so many 12-man matches in 2013. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm just scanning through this. You know, you got some wonderful matches like CM Punk and Santino Marella versus Cody Rhodes and Daniel Bryan. Yeah, and obviously they've wrestled with each other since, but they've never wrestled against each other since both being back in the company. So yeah, it's very much a match that hasn't been done much, and is very much singles wise. It's been almost 20 years. Mao, what is your thoughts on Pepsi Man winning?
Pepsi Man. Dun, 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 dun. I can't see him losing it immediately. And I do kind of echo Chuck's thoughts that they're not. I don't know. Not going to move away from Cody Rhodes as such, but I think they'll put him a bit a little bit further down as such, and give Punk maybe a bit more room to do other things with it. Because Cody's been up and around some form of title scene, honestly, since he's been in WWE.
Yeah.
So I think there's still the simmering sort of fans are kind of getting bored. So I think they might do a vaguely sensible thing and say just cull him off and almost do AEW did and kind of put him in a sort of a not quite a mid card, but like a just below main event sort of status. Hopefully don't do a thing where Cody Rhodes can't challenge for the WWE title ever again in his entire career, which kind of like they did in AEW. But yeah, I think they'll give him a bit of a cooling off period. Then he'll face I can't Jey Uso again. But yeah, I think he'll sort of like kind of step away from the main event scene for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll let Matt round us off.
They've wrestled each other twice, only once on TV, 1-on-1, of course. The other time was on a house show. Cody has never pinned CM Punk 1-on-1 ever. I still can't believe they never, even in AEW at the same time, they never actually overlapped at any point. They've never shared any on-screen time at any point, which is amazing to me. I think Punk over here, Cody will continue to heading toward what looks like the inevitable heel turn. Cody, with the exception of when Sammy pinned him for the championship, that was the first time that, and I don't know if you can call that a triple threat match, the first time Cody had been pinned clean since he returned to the company. Which, when you think about it, is 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, 38 return. So yeah, we're into the 5th year of Cody's return, and he's pinned clean once, and that was at the last big show. How has that happened? If we talk about Cena having a golden shovel over the years, and Triple H, Cody, he needs to take a clean L here.
Yeah,
he does.
Fair. Yeah, you're probably right. I definitely don't want to see Cody win, so yeah. If that's all we have to say, then
Pretty much.
that's
Yeah, I think it's an easy choice. And bearing in mind, I used to hate Pepsi Phil at one point. In fact, to be fair, I'm not a big fan of Phil Brooks. I'm not. CM Punk I'm a fan of, not Phil Brooks.
And on that, we should move to part 2 because we indeed did part 1 and we've indeed predicted the matches. So we will now go on to the random ass questions. Okay, it's now time for part 2, which we very much have a bunch of different predictions on how we think of what will happen during the night. This is very much how you win or lose episodes. So this is the interesting part. All right. So the first one is the title changes. How many title changes will happen over the 2 nights? Simply 5 points if you have the correct number. So I'll just reveal the numbers we've got. So the highest is Matt with 4. Chuck's gone with 3, me and Mal have gone with 2. So, question, is this how many you have predicted?
Yes.
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Okay, because I predicted 1 title change. But I've got an extra one just in case to kind of play the numbers here. And try to see if I even if I'm wrong in my first section, then I can
So just
get some points.
Just a quick clarification on this. Does the interim women's title match count as a title change?
No, because the title's not changing hands.
I include that for a reason.
Yeah.
I included that as one because a championship is changing from a vacancy to a title holder.
Yeah, I can't remember if we've actually had this before, where there's been a vacant title and we've predicted a number of title changes.
Who was counting whoever wins the 5 woman as title change? You all were.
Yep.
Yeah.
I suppose.
It's a title match, so yes.
But the title's not changing. It's just
it's
someone's finally got the title. It's not someone's.
If someone gets it changes ownership.
It's interim. That's the thing. Like they're supposed to have whoever wins versus Rhea to unify the belts when they get a chance to.
By that same token, is when John Cena won the championship of Rey Mysterio, when Punk had left with the championship, that counted as a championship still. So I take that. I say you're wrong.
Right, but I'll.
Not you. Chuck's wrong. Chuck's wrong.
Thank you. I'm never wrong, so I'm glad you agree.
I haven't got to you yet. I'll get to you later.
Whoa, that's a threat. So okay.
She'll kick my ass.
Yeah. So I will accept. I mean, that means then suddenly I've predicted my number and I'm not hedging my bets. I've indeed predicted 2, and I indeed have, if you're counting that as a title change, 2. So yeah, that's fine. And I'll just have to deal with it because democracy rules.
Yay.
Alright, so we'll move on to the next one, which is simply what match will run the longest. You get 3 points if you have done the correct guess, and it's obviously timed. So I think it's timed bell to bell, so if it goes before, then yeah. We are not unanimous. Because everyone said Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, including the person that thinks it's going to end in DQ. And then I've gone with what will be the main event of the second night. I'm pretty sure. I've gone with CM Punk Cody Rhodes being the longer match, which logically, if they're doing a 2-night big pay per view, the second night main event normally runs the longest. That's my thinking. Does anyone tell me how I'm wrong?
I don't think you're necessarily
Um,
wrong. Mind, because
Roman must have the longest match.
Yeah,
That's also
I agree. I agree.
Roman must have the longest match on the card.
I feel that for Cody, so I feel like Cody has to have the longest match on the card. So, here we are. Okay, so there. I'm still surprised you've not gone with CM Punk Cody Rhodes, but you know what? If you're right, then fair play. But as we know, I'm never wrong.
I think we're all surprised that you haven't gone with Reigns and Rollins, to be fair.
I mean, you think it's going to end in a DQ, and surely that's not going to go like 30 minutes in a DQ. So,
yeah. Also,
I've seen AEW matches go for an hour and end in a timeout. So
that did happen
yeah.
once, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to defend Eloise a bit. Didn't you also say that this would be the first match on potentially the first match on the first night?
I did say that essentially, yes.
So it'd be a very, very, very long match to start the night.
Yeah, 40-minute match.
Half an
But
hour.
what a match! But what a way to start the show.
No.
Yes. The people on ESPN will get a treat.
Yeah, I don't think ESPN would like that to have that one match take over the card because we're all waiting for the obligatory first an hour is going to be ESPN before it's on the app, and that takes up the whole hour.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll like that very much.
Dear. We'll see, but yeah, the logic there is confusing.
I mean, my logic is often confusing. To be brutally honest, yes. but yeah.
Okay. We'll move on to the opposite, which is going to be the shortest match. So this will once again be 3 points. I meant to put. Wait, which one did? No, he did say okay. I think you because I changed your answer because I needed it in caps. You said
The Bloodline match.
LA Knight, Sokoa, Brisky. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I confused myself a second. Okay, so we all have. Do we all have? No, okay, we don't all have different answers. We just wrote it in different ways. We very much have 2 people saying the men's trios and 2 people saying the women's trios. Because yeah, in hindsight, I wish I changed my answer, but not for a trios match. Because if you're right about Gunther Nick Aldis being short, that would be a short one. Or if they want to do for some reason a really short Hell in a Cell match, that could also be one. That's the only reason I didn't say the Obafemi Lesnar, because I would normally answer that as the shortest match because of it being a Brock Lesnar match. But I just have a feeling the women's trios will be shorter because they give women's matches less airtime. Right? Do you agree,
Between the
Mel?
2 for me.
Yeah, exactly the same. I did sort of run through, as I say, Oba Lesnar should be short, but Hell in a Cell, so it probably won't be. Gunther Aldis also should be short, but it's a Gunther versus a non-wrestler match, so that'll inevitably last 17 minutes because the other ones have. Danhausen Mysterio could be short because it's a comedy match, but I can't see that being massively short. And that left the 2 trios matches. I don't think the Bella Twins matches have been particularly long in general since they've come back. And as this is a kind of a women's match that doesn't have anything riding on it, I can see it being like 7 minutes. And the men's match being like 9 or something like that. Both of these have been like 10 minutes, but I think the women's match will be shorter.
I agree. That's roughly what I was thinking. The flip side, what about you, Chuck?
I I just honestly believe at the end of the day that it's just going to go as quick. They're going to try to make it towards how to get to the next part of their whole Bloodlines saga quickly as possible. It's going to be on. I feel like this is going to be one of the matches, one of the openers on ESPN. So they're going to try to get at least a couple more matches after that. So I think it's going to be quickly. Because I think this will be opener for one of the nights. I don't know which night, but one of the nights will be opener.
This was the shortest. The Bloodline match at Mania was the shortest men's match on night one. It was barely over 7 minutes.
I was so close to getting that right with the overall. It was so.
In fact, it felt longer because they spent double their time outside the ring afterwards, letting Archer Speed put Logan Paul through a fucking table.
Yep.
Sure did.
Yeah, so it was between the two for me. It was between the two, and I just think they want to give Bellas more screen time. So I feel that bell to bell, the Usos will have less time. Bell to bell.
Yeah. Fair. Okay, so I've added a new one for this because we like talking about Dave, or at least I like talking about Dave. Not everyone else we have on seems to less want to talk about Dave, which I just talk about him because he's an idiot, but we all love him. We don't. So this will be simply what match will Dave give the highest star rating on, and if it's tied, then it's tied. But it's basically what is the most WrestleWanky match, and which will make Dave the most happy. So our answers were I've gone different with everyone again. Everyone said CM Punk Cody Rhodes, whereas I said Penta Chad Gable, which I think will be the best match on the nights. And generally, when I think something's the best, Dave normally says something similar to what I say, not all the time, but
yeah.
So I think that will be incredible. I think he loves both Penta and Gable, so I feel like that has a good chance of being the best out of the bunch. Does anyone want to talk about why they think Dave would prefer Punk Rhodes?
So, I was debating whether to put Penta and Gable. My worry was they would not give him enough time. They'll give him like 15 minutes, and it would be cut off a bit too short. It would still be good, but if they give him time, it would probably be best match of the card. But I just don't think they will. So, and Punk and Rhodes will be probably about as good as the Punk Reigns match or WrestleMania, I'd say, because they both know what they're doing. They can tell a story in that way, and Dave does seem to like those sort of matches. I mean, he gave that one like 5 stars, didn't he? Something like that. So
yeah,
I can see him doing that again here. Yes, the film which is Dave Psychics.
Dave Psychics. Yes. Okay, it's Dave Psychics. Does anyone have anything else to say before we move on?
You are right, by the way. Penta versus Gable will be the best match in our opinion, absolutely. But we're basing it based on what Dave Meltzer will say, not on what we will say. You're right, Gable and Penta will steal the show and be the best match of the night. But he's got a massive hard-on for Cody and for Phil, so he will give it to them regardless. They could wrestle in lingerie in a pudding bowl match, and he'd give it 5 stars.
I'd give that 5 stars too, so I don't blame him.
I mean, fair. But let's not forget, of course, that this is also a man who famously once said he takes women's physical appearance into his star ratings when he judges their matches. Twitter say, fuck you, bitch.
Yes, and he also still hasn't rated Mercedes Moné versus BioWorld, because he'll never rate that ever.
Dave, watch the damn match. Watch Mercedes versus Maya World, for fuck's sake. It's not hard. Rate it. Yes, if you're not aware, that is indeed a thing, and he refused to rate it because he'd get berated because he had it lower than the trios match on that the whatever AEW show that was Double or Nothing.
Door.
Yeah.
So Vindor, thank you. Yeah, Dave Meltzer is a individual, but it's funny talking about him. All right,
Yes.
so next up we've got submission endings. This is pretty simple. We just give a number. If we're right, we get 2 points. So this is always how it goes. One person says 2, everyone else says 1. It's pretty unspectacular as usual. I doubt there's much to talk about here. I assume you're thinking Gunther match submission.
Yep.
What else, Matt? You got 2.
Chad Gable, ankle lock.
Okay.
Can see that.
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, there is also potential for Brock with the Kimura, of course, as well. But or maybe Roman with the guillotine, but he's not used it for a while. I swear to God, if Jay breaks out the fucking sleeper again, I'm gonna be pissed.
Maybe we'll get
Yeah.
whatever Paige's submission was. The I don't say the spider thing, but I might be confused with
PTO.
something. PTO, yes.
The PTO, yeah. It's a decent finisher as submissions go, but I see I see Punk winning with GTS, not the Anaconda. So yeah, they're my pick. Yeah, it's Gunter and Chad.
Okay. Now we've got main event referees, which is also self-explanatory. If your referee has main events one of the nights, you get 5 points. If they main event both nights, you get 10, but they don't do. And if they show up as a ref bump in the main event, you get 2 points. So, for once, someone who isn't me has said something other than Charles Robinson. Because normally everyone says Charles Robinson, I say Rod Zapata. I've said Rod Zapata. Matt said Jessica Carr, which is a very good shout. And then the other two who said Charles Robinson, which is also a good shout, but is boring. Boring answer. Does anyone have any referee things to say?
Or Charles Robinson, he's never let me down.
He did when he was injured and didn't show up to that one, either SummerSlam or WrestleMania.
Yeah, we'll ignore that.
I take it by Chuck's reaction, he doesn't have anything to say, so we'll move on.
It's one of the few names I know. It's the one of the few names I know. Little Nate.
Lil Nate. Hopefully Lil Nate doesn't get ref bumped, which is our next.
I know more AEW referees: Bryce Renford, Aubrey Edwards, the bald guy who does the Young Bucks matches a lot.
I'll be surprised. I'll give you like triple points if the bald guy that does the Young Bucks matches. Referees on SummerSlam, but yeah. So ref bumps. What even was the scoring for the ref bumps? 3 points.
I think it's
yeah,
just
if you're correct, 3 points. Okay. I went low. I might have gone too low. I've gone with 2 ref bumps. Chuck and Matt have gone for 3. Matt has gone for 5.
Matt's gone mad.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm always very cynical with the ref bumps. I don't know. I can think of 3 or 4 matches that could happen. The Bloodline triple threats, that probably have some fun bump in there, I'm guessing, maybe, not sure. They can either chuck it in Danhausen Mysterio because it's a comedy match and the rest falling over is funny. Morgan Sky, Judgment Day bollocks. And then Reigns and Rollins could have 9 billion ref bumps for all I know. They do still like doing ref bumps in those matches. So I also wanted to go higher than everyone else because I don't know, kind of covering the bases, even though it's not nearby, I guess.
Can we make a ref clear about a ref bump. It's if a referee gets incapacitated
Yep.
by any means. Yes.
Yeah.
So if they get hit, so I say that because I was working a show last weekend of recording, and the referee in that match got hypnotized. It was a brilliant ref bump, and I loved it. We had 6 matches, and we had 3 ref bumps on that card. It was a little bit excessive, in my opinion. So the fact that you've gone for 5, which is it's half the matches on the card, are going to have ref bumps. According to
Oh.
or you're going to have them all in one match.
Yeah, I was thinking there might be multiple in a match. Maybe like 2 or 3 in the Ring to Honor match, just because it'd be funny. But now you say that, I can. The Danhausen stuff kind of could lead it down like the referee gets accidentally cursed or something like that, which means he. I don't know,
of course, yeah, which is
Yeah.
not a bad thing.
yeah. Which means he can whatever happens when he gets cursed, he gets shrinks into a corn cob or something like that. I don't know.
Money on the bob.
Yes.
Okay, so cool. Let's move on to surprise appearance. So yeah, this is very much 5 points if someone who wasn't expected to be on the card or expected to be there shows up. So last time I obviously looked on whatever crap newsletter, online journalism was like, oh, these are 10 people who are going to show up in whatever, if it was WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and I just went with number 2 on that list, which was Shane McMahon. I kind of looked again, but I went with one that makes a lot more sense. So we've all gone with different names. So I put Zilla Fatu, as I know that WWE was sniffing around for Zilla, and he could show up in. I don't think he'll show up with Roman. I think he might show up in the Bloodline match. Because wasn't there a thing about Jacob maybe phoning someone? I don't know. He could show up, and he could be part of the Bloodline. So that's my thinking. I'll let Chuck talk about Bronson Reed.
I think recently they talked. He had like a picture on Twitter saying he's really getting close to getting back. It still could be a bit from now, but I wouldn't be surprised they try to have him somewhere involved in like Rollins, messing up Rollins' chance to win the title or something like that. Just because now with Rollins out of the division and the division not what it used to be anyway, I still think they're still opening for a Rollins versus Bronson Reed feud that I think would be a banger. I think those two really have potential. So that's where I come from with that.
I've just realised something, by the way. The Vision aren't anywhere on this card.
Nope.
Well,
they're the World Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, well, who's actually left from the Vision? Because obviously,
Well, they're all back now. They're all back now. Apart from Bronson.
Paul Heyman left. Paul Heyman left.
Is Logan Paul still not injured? Or is he?
He's still injured, but he's still involved.
He's still very
He's like
weak.
He is the manager. He is Derek. He has replaced Paul as the manager on the Vision.
What a downgrade!
So, I remember hearing people talk about,
and they added Dupree as well.
I've heard people talk about a potential match of being Division or whoever's left the Division versus the Alpha Academy. So that would be Otis and Tozawa. But I don't think it's stupid that we're not got a single tag match, but it's WWE, isn't it? We need tag matches, but apparently they don't want tag matches, so we are. But yeah, so Mao, Randall Keefe.
No. Randall Keefe. He's been out for a while, and I don't think he's injured. I think he's just been off for a bit. They could bring him in for sort of at the end of one of the title matches and just say next challenger, Randall Keefe and he loses again. Or he can win for some reason. But yeah, I was struggling to think of anyone. I was struggling to think of where Bonsavid will fit in the card, to be honest, if he does return. But the Rollins thing does make sense. Azula Fatu was also potential, but I wasn't sure whether he'd signed or whether he was even available to be signed. And yeah, Randall Keefe is there. He's not been on TV for a while. They could come back and slot him in anywhere. He's like a nice sort of back pocket guy, isn't he?
Yeah. And then we've got Matt who said Steve.
Wow. Put some respect on that name, my dude.
What?
Stephanie
What's wrong
Vicaire,
what's wrong with calling us Steve? It's Steve.
Well, Steve.
Stephanie Vicaire, who got taken out of. Oh wait.
Steve.
Please don't whisper into your mic. I will kill you. I know where you live.
What is this? What is this? I'm too tired and hungry.
You
for
should.
this.
Stephanie Vicaire has been out of action since Mania. She's ready to return. She's got previous with Liv Morgan. I can't, because she went to go out at Mania. I can see her appearing after the match, win or lose against the US guy. Or maybe she costs the match, given the day at ringside. Maybe she comes out to even the score on behalf of Io Sky, perhaps. She's ready to go, and SummerSlam the perfect place to make a return.
Yeah.
That was all sensible choices, to be fair. Possibly a little bit out there, but that's only because the Vision haven't got a few going on the card, because it's kind of done after what happened with the match between Seth and Braun. It's kind of done now. So it might happen, but they're all possible, unlike Shane at WrestleMania.
Right, and we're getting to our bonuses then. Just reveal them. So we have collectively there'll be less than 3 hours of matches over both nights, which is mine. Chuck's is CM Punk will turn heel. Mal's is there will be at least 6 sponsored matches, which feels a small number. And then Matt's is the mini houses will show up. Okay, so I'd like to start with Matt's because yeah, that's gonna happen, right? That feels pretty nailed on.
I picked something that's gonna happen because I want to actually win this for a change.
Okay.
Because on another prediction show for a different sport we did earlier in the year, I made a very safe bet, and now it's looking like it's not gonna happen. So I want to win one of these. So this is my way of doing it.
So my opinion is that I'm struggling to justify giving you either 6 or 7 up. I'd almost want to give you less than what you're wagering, simply because, yeah, that's going to happen because it's a Danhausen match. It's just, I mean, everyone agrees with me, right? That's like pretty certain.
And they do love bringing out the mini houses. Again, hopefully or two as well. That'd be nice.
It's a great paddy for when they've earned it. So I'm great recognition for them as well.
Chuck, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
So how harsh do we want to be here? Like, do we want to give? So if we go with 6, do we want to give a 5 or 4 up, and then it'll be 1 more for the higher offer? How harsh do we feel like we should be?
I think a 4 and 5 is reasonable. I don't think this is. I don't know. I think this is almost certain, but there is a vague chance they'll move on to another gimmick.
I think it's
Very
more
vague
likely.
chance.
I think it's more likely that it will happen than not. So I think I should be getting more down if it doesn't happen. Personally.
Hmm.
Okay, so what was it? Was it like was it 4 up, 6 down, and then 5 up, 7
Yeah.
down?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'll take 5-7.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay with
there's your
that.
2 options, high or low.
I'll take 5 and 7.
5, 7. Okay, I'll just quickly write that down. 7. Okay, and then we'll get on to CM Punk will turn heel by Chuck. I mean, define heel, because that is sometimes quite blurry.
Because right now it is kind of blurry between Punk and Rhodes, but at the end of the day, I think Rhodes will find a way to be the face in the conversation. I think would try to get like the title, was about to hit it, was like, oh no, I can't do it, throws it away, throws it to the side or something like that. They go into the match deeper, and then Punk desperately wants to win, gets the title, hits Rhodes, hits the GTS, wins it. So that's where my feel is at. As like, okay, he's gonna cheat to win, he's gonna go heel, beat up Rhodes, and just we're gonna have like this heel Punk run for a while. I think I see that being the case.
So, how likely do we think this will be? Because they don't really like to pull the trigger on these things, do they?
No, and they might
I
save it
see
for
this.
telly.
I see this being extremely unlikely. Extremely unlikely. Because of the 2, Rhodes going heel makes more sense.
So, would that be? Do you think we're doubling it, or are we tripling it, or how unlikely do you feel like it is?
Hmm.
Well, in my personal opinion, I think triplet.
Sure.
Anyway,
I can go with that. So that'd be 6-2, 12-4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to skew Chuck anyway? Do we want to maybe get Chuck to go the lower offer or the higher offer? But
outbreak if your chuckles.
Oh, what? I got my win. I got 2 wins in this. I'll go bold.
okay, so
I'll go big or go home.
are we pushing him to the high, or are we pushing him to the low?
But it seems like he wants to go high regardless.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So we're not messing with the
Go big or
points.
go home.
not messing with the points.
All right, so 12-4.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Okay, if that's what Chuck wants. I on the notes wanted to write Chuck, and without thinking about it, wrote CM Punk. So you know CM Punk.
Which means you're married to AJ Lee. Congratulations.
Yeah. Right, and so we done with the mini houses. There will be at least 6 sponsored matches. Did you do any research into how many there were last time?
No, I just remember there being a lot from Mania. And I think 6 is
likely.
well, the title matches, they're normally sponsored by something, aren't they? Women's and men's. And they normally chuck sponsors on something. Surely in these PN matches there'll be a sponsor. So I think 6 is fairly reasonable. I do get the feeling there was like at least 6 on Mania. Probably more. I think it was almost half.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit surprised to see him go half this time. And it'll be the usual set of sponsors. The general boy sponsoring Gunther's match because they're like doing that. The weird lemon alcohol thing.
Mike's Hard Lemonade, yeah.
Yeah, Mike's Hard Lemonade. Who else is there? Snickers, I don't know. You could probably find some dodgy sponsors for some of these matches.
Okay.
I don't know. What was that? What was that weird sort of homeopathic healing thing?
Oh
that
God,
sponsored
not that.
WWE
Yeah.
at one point. Yeah.
The things on
bring
each
them back,
corner
why not?
post. Yeah.
Yeah. The interference thing.
There were 5 sponsored matches at Metamania. So
There were
Okay.
5.
6. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, 6 months quite unlikely then.
just 5.
Okay.
All right. I think personally, I'd be willing to give him double with this. I don't think it's unlikely, but it's definitely less likely than Matt's. So does Chuck and Matt, do you agree with that? Would you be okay with it being 8,
I'd be open to that.
8-4, 12-6?
Yeah.
Sounds about right in my head.
Okay. I will then offer you, Mal, 9-4-11-6.
I am not a coward. Go high.
11-6 it is. Because I wanted you to go to the low offer, but sure.
No.
Take the worst odds. And then me, you can give me 1,000,000 points. So, I worked out that last year's Summerslam had 3 hours 30, but there was 2 extra matches. WrestleMania had under this, but I don't know what they're going to do, or if it's going to be an extra match, or if they're going to respond to what happened at Mania and people complaining about how little matches, and they might then add a little bit more into this. So I still think there's a good chance it could be over, so that's why I did 3 hours. But yeah, so collectively over the 2 nights, if you add together everything bell to bell, it will be under 3 hours of matches. Discuss.
So the 2 mains will probably go about half an hour, maybe more. So in total, about an hour. That's 2 hours for about 10 matches. So about an average about 12-ish minutes per match. Do we think that's a bit small?
Based on they realised their mistake and Backlash had longer match time than even Night of WrestleMania, says a lot. I think they learned a lesson from that. But we have more than 3 hours across 2 nights. Then you think they're going to have probably around 6 to 8 hours of on-screen time. And bearing in mind, they had 2 matches on both nights of that, quote, simulcast. And I think total ring time for night 2 was 17 minutes. Which is ridiculous for an hour, but that's actually less ring time than it was for the old Sunday Night Heat shows. Which bizarre. Depressing perhaps, but yeah. I don't know, I like the hype of Listen, but I think Eloise may be on to a almost guaranteed, maybe more likely this than my Danhausen prediction.
I think 3 hours is probably about where it'll be. I can see I'm probably more erring to go under than over, but it does only take them putting a bit of faith in Penta, Gable, Zayn Balor to go 20 minutes. It'd have a decent level match.
I mean, if I could just say, like, you specifically written down here, Louise, less than 3 hours. So anything over 2 minutes 59 seconds is exempt, yes?
So if it goes exactly 3 hours, then I am wrong.
Yeah.
Then yes.
Cool. Okay. I'm prepared to vote.
Yeah. I think this is probably more likely than mine, but not by much. Maybe at best, maybe like more likely than mine, but quite a bit less likely than yours, Matt. For example, I don't think it's a guaranteed cert. You could always go 1.5 times and say like 8, 5, 15, 10 or something like that if you wanted to.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. Chuck, does that sound good to you?
Do you agree?
Or do you think it's more likely than what I'm saying?
I think it's more than likely. It is TKO these days, and with ESPN, they're gonna try to really just put as many as possible, if not more. Okay. I'm gonna go with y'all. I'm gonna go with y'all though.
Okay. I will propose slightly decreasing the high offer because that's a lot of points. So I'll go 8-5 and then 13-10. Eloise.
So
I vote. I stand by this. Yeah.
you decrease the higher offer, but don't increase the lower offer.
No, because you did that to me.
No,
so I'm gonna do it to you back. Oh, did you increase the lower offer?
I did. I made the lower offer higher for you.
Think of it as a disincentive rather than an incentive.
I feel
I'm with Mal on this one.
I feel wronged here.
Life ain't fair. Deal with it.
I suppose I'm gonna have to go low. Because that's not a good up. Lower offer. Don't like it, but it's lower offer. Okay, so with that, we are indeed done. We have indeed talked about WrestleMania. We indeed yapped for a couple hours about WrestleMania. WrestleMania. SummerSlam. Oh, Jesus.
The Summerfest.
Yeah, there's a
To be
sign.
fair, we did talk about Manu a lot. To be fair, actually, as well.
We did, yeah.
It's a sign that we need to call it a day. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this. We will join you in probably. We'll come back in probably like a week. Actually, it'll be two probably. So it'll be probably after a week after the actual SummerSlam that we will do. So yeah, we'll see who was right, who's wrong, who did bad, who did not as bad. And yeah, remember, be big mystics, not big mistakes. Bye.
Bye.